What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, beautiful people? Y'all know what the vibes is. I'm your boy, Tone DeShields II, and y'all are locked in on Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. As you guys can see, I have a very, very special guest, man. One of the hottest out here doing it right now. One of the best out here doing it. One of the top dogs in this content creation game, man. You know who it is. LB, over 24K subscribers and counting. Make sure y'all definitely go check out that Patient Zero project as well. Y'all know how he getting busy, man. He just giving y'all all kinds of content. He giving you the Eagles talk. He giving you the GOAT. He giving you the GOAT talk. He giving you the street talk. He giving you the Dickie suit talk. Whatever you need, he got it, man. And whatever you want, he can provide it. LB, how we feeling, man?
My guy Tone, man, I appreciate you for having me on, man. I'm feeling real good, man. Real good.
Definitely, man. You know, the vibes in the city is real uplifted, but at the same time, I feel like people kind of sitting on eggshells right now, man. You know, like what you like, why do you think that is? Like the Eagles in the playoffs, you know, they had their first game. Like why do you think the city right now is kind of uneasy?
Because it's finally we here. Finally we here. You know what I'm saying? That's what it all boiled down to. Listen, we had the best record the whole year. We finished with the number 1 seed. You know what I'm saying? We won our division. Now, finally, the playoffs is here to see what this team really made of. You know what I mean? And can this team really do what we think that they could do? It's getting closer to getting that answer, to getting that question answered. So you see people like genuinely nervous. I'm genuinely nervous. I ain't gonna lie. It's not that I'm nervous because I don't believe in a team, but like I just said, finally we here. You know what I'm saying? You don't think the Cowboys was nervous when they played the Buccaneers? They ain't won a road playoff game in '92. You don't think they nervous now going to get San Fran? They ain't been to the NFC Championship game since like '96. You know what I mean? Them dudes nervous. Everybody in this thing and they nervous for their own reasons, except a couple of teams. Right. You know what I mean? We're gonna get into that though. But you know, everybody in there is nervous for separate reasons. We nervous because finally we here. We know how good we is. Now we're gonna have to prove it. That would make you nervous. You know what I mean? As a people, we nervous.
I definitely agree with you on that. It's, you know, that's a good way of laying it out too, right? Everybody got their own demons they trying to slay right now. And you know, with us, especially, I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles, even the fan base, I feel like we're constantly in the state of trying to prove ourselves to the opposition. And we definitely gonna get into that. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Like I said, you guys are locked in on Chalk It Up Sports. I'm here with my man Lord Brunson, man. Y'all know what it is. We just charging it to the game, win or lose. Like it's like the Philadelphia Eagles, they've checked nearly every box this season, right? They broke records. You know, they had career years. Free agents fulfilled their obligations. We got the star quarterback. We got the star wide receiver tandem. We got the star tight end, the top 5 running back, the top 5 offensive line, the number 1 pass rush. It's
facts.
You know, like it's so many boxes we checked, and yet we still feel like we constantly in this state of trying to prove ourselves. And you know, where do you think that energy come from? Because I think that's just a Philly thing. What you think?
I think it's just a Philly thing, and I also think it's coming from it's like when you feel that energy, like it feel like it's around the whole team, right? Would you agree?
Definitely.
That most likely means that it's coming from the top. You know what I mean? It's coming from the very top of the organization. Probably not Jeffrey Lurie, but Nick Sirianni might be nervous. You know what I mean? He got smacked around in the playoffs last year, and he got everything that he asked for from Howie Roseman. He might be nervous now. Jalen Hurts, let's talk about him. He could very well be nervous. And in a sense, Jalen Hurts is playing for a lot in this game. Let's just keep it all the way real. If Jalen Hurts win this game, he guaranteed to get a contract in Philadelphia. If Jalen Hurts lose this game, depending on what fashion that he lose this game, and the Philadelphia Eagles could very well feel as though they're in the right to franchise tag him or something like that to see one more time. Even though I know that they don't need to do that. You know what I mean? But they can very well feel within their right to do that. Lamar Jackson ain't just get paid. You know what I mean? This is the time where you gotta produce results. You know what I mean? You got to prove to these people that they was wrong about you. All these things could be going through Jalen Hurts' head. Now, I will say this. I don't believe that's the case at all with Jalen Hurts. If you saw a little bit of his, you know what I mean, him addressing the team today, I really sat there and felt like that's a dude that's in control. I think he's one of the best leaders in the NFL. So I don't think he'll let anything outside of the game really too much affect him. But when it's coming from the head, if it's coming from the coaches, you listen. We talk about who the coordinator, man, our dude Gannon. I'm forgetting his name already. I want him out of here so bad. We talk about Gannon so bad, you know what I mean, that you think he ain't nervous, you think he ain't feeling it. And look, when you know Gannon feeling it, who did it trickle down to? Some of that trickled down to Slay. Slay start, basically, in my opinion, Slay start kind of low-key acting out. If you want to be for real about it, he starts saying, y'all don't watch football. You know what I mean? Slay start lashing out. You know what I mean? And you see, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't think about it like that, though.
Right.
It's so funny you say that. It didn't process in my head like that, but I knew something was off with Slay, in my opinion, the past few weeks. It just seemed like he kind of been a little bit more like a live wire, like just real touch and go.
Exactly. If your defensive coordinator ain't buttoned up, you're gonna have them onesies and twosies with the live wires that you know what I'm saying. If their direct first line coach ain't buttoned up, then they gonna kind of act outside the lines or whatever. You know what I mean? They're gonna kind of be starting to become bigger than the team. But you can still win a Super Bowl like that. You had a couple live wires sprinkled in on Super Bowl teams. You know what I mean? Then once they get a new defensive coordinator, they ain't as live. They just do them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. What you said that stood out to me is, Jalen Hurts, he addressed the team, man. One quote that he said was, I don't know about y'all, but I'm starving. I'm starving for this, right? And, you mentioned how he just came off as a guy that's in control. That's such a ingenious way of looking at it, because it's such a simple observation, but it ain't.
Right.
It's easy to take that level of composure, that level of poise for granted at the quarterback position. And it's a lot of guys that's playing the quarterback position. They talk a good game in terms of how they carry and how they respond to the media, how they respond to adversity. We see quarterbacks who lash out, a la Kyler Murray. We see quarterbacks that lash out when the slightest thing don't go their way, or when when a wide receiver just happens to overrun his route, or don't run his route as hard, whatever it may be. You see certain quarterbacks that try to remain in control, but they just can't. And some guys, it's some guys that live it, and it's some guys that just wish they had it. And Jalen Hurts is that kind of guy, whereas though when he says something, I believe him. And me personally, it's been such a long time since I felt like it's been a long time since I felt like we had that level of accountability at the quarterback position. What you think?
Yeah, I agree. It's magnified because it's a guy doing it now that nobody really expected to do it. You know what I mean? That's why it's magnified. You know what I mean? I don't think Jalen Hurts is the only good leader in the National Football League, but the kid was born in 1998 or something like that. You shouldn't be able to control a room full of men like that. You shouldn't. They got to respect you. I'll give you a prime example. I was in the military. You know what I mean? You got guys that outrank you all over the place, but some guys outrank you get respect based upon what they did and how they carry themselves. And some guys that outrank you, you could still laugh at them. Ain't nothing they could do. You know what I mean? You just outrank me. Like, I don't respect you, but Jalen Hurts is getting respect from guys with rank. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Jalen Hurts is playing. Jalen Hurts is talking like this in front of Super Bowl champions.
Yeah. So how do you? Let's stay there for a second, right? Because we definitely going to get into the Giants matchup, but I want to continue to dissect, Jalen Hurts and his mindset, right? It's like you say, it's guys that at the end of the day they either going to respect you or they not, and even if they've been here longer than you or they've been here for a shorter time than you, right? It's I got young boys that get my respect. You know what I'm saying? Like my little brother, 23, he get my utmost respect. You know what I'm saying? I talk to him like he my age. I'm 28. You know what I'm saying? But like, to your point, how does one get to that point? Jalen Hurts, we understand his pedigree. We understand, his journey, the type of family he come from. But at the end of the day, you got to be about it and live it every single day, 24/7, 365, right? How does one get there in the face of all the adversity, in the face of all the doubt, in the face of all the naysayers that's trying to pull the carpet from under you? How do you get there?
I would say a guy like Jalen Hurts got to that point by that's a real good question, but I know exactly how he got there. I feel like he got to that point by showing people how he deals with public scrutiny. Because I mean, the noise was loud. We're not gonna act like the noise was loud. The booze was
Definitely.
loud when he first stepped in. People saying he got a noodle arm. You know what I mean? People saying he can't read defenses. People saying he's a running back. People saying he'll never be a quarterback in the NFL. That all piled on him in 1 year. How did he deal with it? He ain't have to he ain't defend himself. He ain't say, I know he ain't go to Twitter. He ain't do none of that stuff. He dealt with that by putting energy into proving these people wrong. You know what I mean? And when people see you do something like that, that's how you get elevated to that level where you see Jalen Hurts is, to be able to be in control and to talk to his team like that. They saw you weather the storm that all athletes may have to weather one day. If it ain't going for you well and you play in certain markets, they gonna chew you up. He showed you how to deal with that by putting work into your craft. Like a lot of guys don't do. Everybody out there talented. Everybody out there talented. But the ones who put the work in are the ones who get the awards, man. You got to put the work in to get the awards. And they see him putting the work in like that at a young age. They see how good he want to be. And that's why he's elevated into that position. And it suits him.
And you that's the perfect word. It suits him, right? And you see how it's materializing, right? All pro, second team all pro, right? Perfectly fitting. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to deny the season Patrick Mahomes having, but second team all pro, right? In his second year starting. 14-3 team record, 14-1 personal record at the quarterback position. Just being that dynamic leader, improved in damn near every facet of his game, right? It's hard for me personally. I've doubled back on all these games, and it's hard for me to really find that game where he was just a liability. And I think that's a trait
it doesn't exist this year.
That's a trait that's hard to maintain, right? Positioning yourself in a way where your team ain't got to worry about you making the play. All they got to worry about is their job. You know what I'm saying?
But Jalen Hurts has improved so much that it's so unheard of for somebody to take the leap that Jalen Hurts took. Everybody is tuned in every week to see if it's a fluke. Everybody's tuned in every week, you know what I mean, to see if it's a fluke at this point. Like Jalen Hurts, in my opinion, this year completely revolutionized the RPO. Because if you could run and pass and be as cerebral as Jalen Hurts, you know what I mean, you're like a four-headed monster in one position. And then if you could read the defense, Jalen Hurts, I've never seen nobody. Listen, bro, I said it was Hurts season. I did not expect Jalen Hurts to go off like this in terms of improvement.
That's how I was about to ask you. I was about to ask you, right? Because I'm with you. I knew he would improve. I think we all can say definitively, we knew he was going to improve. But the question was how much, and would the organization be patient with that development? And the way he's leveled up, it's like the organization didn't even have a chance to be patient. It just happened.
No, but this is what the organization did, though. I think the organization knew something that a lot of people didn't know. Look. If you don't think you could win a Super Bowl with a quarterback, you're not going to go draft Devontae Smith for him, then go get A.J. Brown. You're not going to lock up Dallas Goedert. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to bring back all your offensive line, the guys that won a Super Bowl in 2017, all your defensive line. You're not going to have Hargrave. You're not going to draft Jordan Davis. You're not going to get Robert Quinn. You're not going to get Bradbury. Robert Quinn ain't even in existence. You don't make that trade if you don't think you're going to win a Super Bowl. James Bradbury, 1 year deal. Come on, man. Everything we did shows here. The keys is yours. What a crazy roster.
And Dominic Sue, Linval Joseph, like
you see what I'm saying? You bringing in people to tighten up the little nooks and crannies now because you believe you could go all the way. So I don't think the Eagles lucked up, or I don't think it like kind of happened at the right time. I think they knew what he was capable of. I think they knew what he was capable of, man. And now we sitting in a position to where we got a real, true, bona fide franchise quarterback. You know what I mean? He's a bona fide franchise quarterback. You know what I mean? The real question now is he going to take a deal or not? You know what I mean?
That's the $45 million question. You dig what I'm saying? So like, let's take it a step further, right? Why do you feel like people, at least it seems like to me, but like, why do you feel like people have forgotten how good Jalen Hurts has been? Like, it seemed like you said, people have kind of been waiting for him to fall off this proverbial cliff or him kind of get knocked off his square. And sure, he had the injury. He missed 2 games. And week 18, it wasn't his best game, but I definitely don't think it was his worst. But like, do you think Jalen Hurts and the Eagles are looking to remind the league of who they are?
I think so. Absolutely, I think so. I think they about to come out swinging. I feel like they feel disrespected in that regard. People will pick at anything for Jalen Hurts. They don't care if the offense was vanilla against the third stringers. You know what I mean? They don't care. Anything they see negative, they're going to kind of go to the mountaintop and shout about it when it comes to Jalen Hurts. I just feel like the offense and the defense. What was the initial question?
Basically, like why does it seem like the rest of the league, or even just these national guys, people that cover the game, why do it seem like people forgot how dominant he's been?
Just the absence. You know what I mean? This is a what have you done for me lately league. It's guys that can miss 14 weeks and have a career year, the week prior before they missed. Like people want to see it. You know what I mean? They ain't seen it in a while. They seen a bunch of playoff football. See, the Giants are the darlings. You know what I mean? It's not that many games. What the Giants just did, they warmed the hearts of America, and they think the Giants going to pull an upset over us, but that's not going to happen. They just need to see it one more time to be reminded again. They ain't seen it in a while. That's all.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. The national narrative has been how limited will Jalen Hurts be against the Giants, right? Everyone's been talking about this shoulder and everything.
That's how they're scared.
Everywhere I go, the narrative has been how limited will he be? That's the angle they've approached it from. Not, will the Eagles crush the Giants, or can the Giants run with the Eagles? The question has been, how limited will Jalen Hurts be? And let me ask you this, and it's a pretty simple question. They just don't know, do they?
No, they don't know. They don't know. They don't know. They terrified. They're banking on him not being able to run that football. They're scared of that added dimension. They're banking on it. They scared, man.
So let me ask you this, right? They're gonna come out swinging, right? And I think they should. I think they should actually not defer, take the ball, score first, put that pressure on the Giants. That's my mindset. That's my mindset right now. I know. Typically, when I play Madden, I kick. I take the ball at the half. That's my method typically. But I feel like every time the Eagles have gotten the ball first, and we haven't done it too often, but whenever we've had the ball first, we drove down there and scored straight like that. You know what I'm saying? And I think this is that kind of game where you got to put your foot in the neck early, right? And at the same time, I think it's going to be important for not just Jalen Hurts, but it's going to be really important for Nick Sirianni and Shane Steichen to be patient. And this is what I mean by that. I think AJ Brown and Devontae Smith are going to be open all day, right? But I think it's imperative that they get Dallas Goedert going. I think Dallas Goedert is like that linchpin of the offense. Whereas if Dallas Goedert is eating, everybody else gonna be wide open because he's gonna be dominant in the middle of the field, and they ain't gonna have no choice but to start keying in on him, and they're gonna start to try to bring guys down. They're gonna try to dedicate extra men. And I've been telling people, the Giants had a good game. I respect it, but I rewatched these previous games, man, and it's just we're not breathing the same air. I'm just being completely honest. Like it's no disrespect to them. Like I always try to give some respect and credence to the opposition. But
I mean, this is a team we blew out. You know what I mean? We should absolutely feel like this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We just manhandled them.
And I'll be honest, like I'm not really feeling the level of like, oh, Daniel Jones he's the man now. It's like, hold on, y'all. Like, hold on. He gave y'all a once in a blue moon type of performance. Like, I'm not saying he ain't been managing the games throughout the year, but let's be frank. The season that Daniel Jones had this year, Jalen Hurts had that season last year.
Yeah,
the only difference is he didn't beat Tampa Bay when their defense was still legit and the offense was still pretty good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. Like, but like I guess the question is, like, do you think Sirianni and Steichen are going to be patient with their play calling? How do you think they're going to approach it? Who do you think is going to be the person they try to get open first?
I don't know. I think they're going to avoid Jalen Hurts running the ball at first. I think that's something they're going to implement, later on in the game. That's the one thing I think they're going to be patient about. They're going to be patient about when Jalen Hurts take off on some design type of run stuff. Like if a healthy Jalen Hurts has at least 5 design runs in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to be patient when they decide to use design runs. But other than that, I don't think they're going to be patient, man.
Yeah,
they're going for it, man. They're going to tell Jalen Hurts. No, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to my man Roland, man, with the $10 super chat, Roland. I appreciate you, man. Real rap, like your donation, your contribution to the content goes a long way, man. Listen, you help him pay the bills, my guy. So don't ever think your contribution goes unnoticed, Roland. We appreciate you. You're a part of the Chalk It Up Sports family. You know what I'm saying? You're a part of the bully family. You know what I mean? Like, salute. He said, salute to Tone and LB, two Philly sports talk goats. I saw Hurt speech posted by LB, gave me straight chills. I dig that.
Chills, man.
I dig that, man. It's it's something,
bro. If I could check into my hotel now, I would. I should have got my joint for 2 days so I could be just in the atmosphere. You know what I mean?
You posted something on Twitter saying like, "Yo, when the gate open" or some shit like that. Like,
yeah, man, open that joint, yo, open that joint now. You know what I mean? Open that joint now.
Oh my god, man. Listen. This is a special time, man. And
right
when you're a team that you feel like you got every tool. Like, I'll be honest, outside of that, this might be the first year, in my humble opinion, that I've felt like from top to bottom, the roster is not the issue at all,
bro.
Like, I don't see no deficiencies on the roster.
Do you realize this team is better than any team McNabb ever had? This is the best.
I'm glad you said that. Why do you think? Because you kind of touched on it earlier, but like, we've had quarterbacks in the past, and it just seemed like the organization didn't really lean too much in giving them everything they needed to win, right? Why do you think they decided to really just give Jalen Hurts the keys the way they did by going to get AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and locking up Dallas Goedert long term and keeping the offensive line intact and going to get these guys on defense? What is it about Jalen Hurts that made them just go all in on this? Like, did they just grow up, in their roles as far as like GM Howie Roseman? Did he start to understand the league better? Like what do you think it was? Because Donovan McNabb gave the Eagles chances to go deep. It's just a matter of he played with Todd Pinkston, Freddie Mitchell. Like, come on, man, James Thrash. Carson Wentz, the best wide receiver he had was Alshon Jeffrey, and there's no disrespect to him, but like, I mean, Alshon Jeffrey, his best year with us, 900 yards, was it? So it's just, I'm trying to figure out what it is about this young man that made them just say, you know what, we're going to get AJ Brown, we're going to draft Devontae Smith, we locking up this, we get Haason Reddick, we doing all these moves. What is it about him, man?
I think I know exactly what it is, though. Think about it. All the quarterbacks you just named. You named McNabb, Wentz. Who else? That's it. McNabb and Wentz. Just take them for example.
Yeah.
Just take them guys for example. You know what I mean? It's one thing that they don't have that Jalen Hurts is just oozing of. He reeking of it. It's work ethic, man. I think they see the work ethic in Jalen Hurts, and they just are equating that to success. I think they're like, the way this dude works at it and the way that he is, progressing, there's no way he's not going to, be good. I think his mental is off the charts, yo. I think that's what it was, man. I think his mental was off the charts. You know what I mean? And it builds trust, man. His mindset is not nobody with that mindset, bro. Kyler Murray was playing Madden. When he playing Call of Duty? Dude playing Call of Duty somewhere, bro. He just got a bag playing Call of Duty, threw his coach under the bus. Herbert, with all that talent, can't get out of the playoffs. Can't get into the playoffs. You know what I mean? Let's look at
he blew his best chance. I don't know how that happened, but
nobody
wants to talk about that though.
Let's look at the young quarterbacks. Josh Allen, he is stapling where he at. You don't really never hear that back. Patty is Patty and Burrow. Outside of Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, you know what I'm saying, and Burrow, you know what I mean? Jalen Hurts is right there. Jalen Hurts is right there, man, in terms of the best young guys in the league. I don't care. You go get Herbert, you go get Lamar, you get whoever you want. Neither one of them is better than Jalen Hurts. And sometimes I question if Josh Allen is. If you're being fair and looking at the game, who produced results, which really is what matters. Now, Josh Allen, you might talk about the arm talent, but I just think that Jalen Hurts' leadership, this is the first time I've ever seen leadership take over just complete skill. You know what I mean? He's such a good leader that he just produced results. I don't get it. I don't even get it.
Yeah, I don't really get it either, man. Like, I'm ready to say that it's just one of those things where, Jalen Hurts he's going to forever be underrated. Or, it's going to forever be the most hated. And I think he's completely comfortable with that, because at the end of the day, the numbers on the boards, the numbers don't lie. Say what you want about me. Say what you want about the way I play this position. The results is the proof is in the pudding. You dig what I'm saying? So, man, again, it's so much. It's so much to look forward to. Let's dig into this matchup, right? Something that's been on my mind is the Eagles' pass rush, right? Matter of fact, let's start in the trenches. Because the Giants pass protection, and I told you before, I rewatched those games just the other day, and I really keyed in on the first one because that's more of an accurate depiction. The second game, nobody was really playing, and they were missing guys. So I really focused on that first game, man. I was paying attention to the trenches. Like I didn't take my eyes off the offensive line and the defensive line on both sides of the ball, both teams. And something that stood out to me was, Evan Neal, Andrew Thomas,
barbecue chicken.
Barbecue chicken. Souffle, listen, candy yams, macaroni and cheese, like they Thanksgiving dinner, bro. It's like they just, I don't think they can really handle or even keep up with the speed and the athleticism of Haason Reddick and Josh Sweat. I just didn't see it not one time,
bro. Haason Reddick, I think Haason Reddick about to abuse these dudes tomorrow.
It's one thing if the first couple drives he got you and you settle in. It's one thing if you got to settle in, right? And then all right, you clean it up. They was just getting abused. It got to a point where it didn't matter who was out there. BG got his, Sweat got his, Harger got his, Haason got his. That's what I'm trying. Like Daniel Jones, he's not going to have time back there to do anything.
And it's the thing, though. They just came off of a win against a team whose defense is basically non-existent. I've been looking at film of that playoff game, the Giants and the Vikings. The Vikings basically just stood there in a soft shell zone and got cooked. Like Daniel Jones could beat the zone. You know what I mean? He's an NFL quarterback. No pressure on Daniel Jones at all. And then when one of Daniel Jones' linemen get beat, like Neal, these guys are trash. You ain't supposed to get beat by the Vikings. You know what I mean? When Neal getting beat by one of the Vikings players, Daniels just step up, run through the gap, you know what I mean? And get the first down with his legs. So it's kind of, I'm not impressed. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm not impressed. The Vikings trash on defense.
It was a good win because it was a playoff win, right? But my thing is, you think it's a coincidence that Daniel Jones' two best games of the season, his two best games of his career, you think that's a coincidence that it happened against the same team in the Minnesota Vikings? You think that's by accident? The Vikings are really a bad team. They won 13 games, but I felt like they was the most illegitimate 13-win team I've ever seen.
This is what they were doing. They score in stretches. You know what I mean? They'll get hot like in the third quarter, and that's the game over. You know what I mean? They just blow you out, get hot in the third quarter, game over. Or they'll be losing by 10, get hot in the fourth quarter, have an immaculate comeback. You know what I mean? They was doing stuff like that all season. And it's just like, it depends on if they get hot or not. They're not built for no slow, grounded out game. And if you get hot on them, you know what I'm saying? They possibly just can't even rebound from that. So Minnesota, man, I mean, listen, we're going to give respect to the win to the New York Giants, but I'm just not impressed. I'm going to keep saying that. I ain't impressed.
Yeah, so like you say you rewatched that game a couple times. You rewatched the film. What did you see? What did you see from the Giants that the Philadelphia Eagles can take advantage of on both sides of the ball?
I saw from our offensive line that Kelsey could block Dexter Lawrence by himself. You know what I mean? And Dexter Lawrence is an all-pro defensive tackle. You know what I mean? Kelsey was blocking them by himself. Dickerson was blocking them by himself. I saw that our offensive line got their defensive line number. You know what I mean? They give up way too much time in the pocket to Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts reads so fast now, especially with that amount of time, that he's able to, we do a lot of pre-snap motion to see if the play is zone or man. That's all Jalen Hurts is trying to figure out. Once he figure if the play is zone or man, then he already got you 9 times out of 10. You know what I mean? He already got you 9 times out of 10. So I just saw that our offensive line is way better than, their defensive line. If you're going power for power.
Yeah, and when you think about the first matchup, Dexter Lawrence, he played that game. And he only had one tackle. Right. I mean, granted, they got 3 sacks off Jalen, but Jalen moved around in that pocket so much. You're gonna sneak a few. You're gonna sneak them all, but it's not because of the offensive line not being able to block. It's because he move around, and sometimes it'd be a bad angle. But let's be frank about this, man. Like the Eagles, when it comes to the trenches, on both sides, I think they had the clear-cut advantage. And then let's take it a step further, right? The linebacker position, right? Linebackers, okay. The Eagles linebackers coverage is probably their Achilles heel. That's honestly their Achilles heel, and we've seen it more exposed when Avonte Maddox and C.J. Gardner-Johnson wasn't on the field. That's when it's been exposed the most. but GJ is back, right? And there's a chance Devontae Maddox can come back maybe in the NFC Championship game. The boot is off. He was doing little warm-ups, but he didn't practice for the team. He was just doing like little stretches, some basic stuff. So I look at the Giants linebackers, and I saw what TJ Hockenson was able to do to them, from the Vikings.
Oh yeah. Yo, they give up the most yards to tight ends in the NFL, I think.
That's why I asked you: do you think Dallas Goedert needs to be featured in this game?
I think so, man. I think it makes sense. Dallas Goedert, one of them ones, man. Don't they got Jalen Smith over there in New York?
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
he can't guard Dallas Goedert, and he get a lot of playing time over there. Their linebacking group is the weakest part of that defense. On the outside, when they got a Dory Jackson, I mean, they solid. I mean, they're like a step above chopped liver with a Dory Jackson. You know what I mean? Like, they ain't a leader. They ain't no Slay and Bradbury, but you know what I mean? They could make plays. They could tackle or whatever the case may be. But that linebacking core, man, is pathetic. I think, if we get past Dexter, that first line, you know what I mean? We could easily get past that second line, that second wave of tacklers on run plays. So, I'm not impressed with the linebacking core either. I'm not impressed. I'm impressed by the coaching. That's it for real.
Yeah, and I think
that's Saquon impressive.
That's the narrative around them right now, right? The coaching and obviously Saquon, and I still feel like they're Saquon or bust. I still feel like that's the team they are, right? David Jones had a good game. He's been competent throughout the season, but I think that team is still Saquon Barkley team, man. Until proven otherwise, like I said, I've been telling people all week. Listen, Jones got he got to do that again. He got to show me. I don't care what they talking about. You got to show me. You know what I'm saying? And you posted something on your Twitter. You posted that Daniel Jones never has played.
No, that was false. That was false. He played in 2018.
Okay, all right.
He played one game in the league.
Okay, well look,
he played one game in the week. Yeah,
playoffs in the league is a different animal.
It's different. It's different. Listen, he went up against a team who don't have. I think they're in the bottom half of the league in sacks. This is we got the most sacks in the league. Like they know that they cannot block us up front. That wave of Fletch and Hargrave, Sue, Linval Joseph, you know what I mean? That wave of just all them guys in the middle, man, it gets tiring and it forces them to the edge, right into the lap of Haason Reddick or TJ Edwards or Kaiser White. You know what I mean? I think that this is not the matchup for that offense. I don't think you should play much of no coverage in this game. You know how many times for real? You know how many times you'll pick this dude off, man, with this pressure?
And CJ back. He ain't playing the first matchup. He back now.
That's what I'm saying. It ain't you ain't gonna be able to pick on Josiah Scott out the slot.
That's a fact.
You ain't gonna be able to do that.
That's a fact. Listen, man, y'all locked in on Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Y'all can already see what type of time we on, man. We appreciate y'all. We got 60 people on this thing. Let's try to get
shout out to y'all.
Yeah, let's try to get that number up, man. Let's try to get to 100, man. I'm trying to break a record with my man LB, man. Let's try to get the number up. Continue to smash that like button, hit the share button, comment below. I want all the engagement, man. We need all that. We need all the electricity because we're going up on Saturday, straight like that. We're going up on Saturday, and I want y'all also to drop any sort of questions y'all may have for LB, any sort of points that y'all, any sort of topics or points y'all want us to make. Because look, man, the content don't move without y'all. Let's make that. Let's make that clear, man. Like one thing I respect about LB, man, more than anything, is he a man of the people, and he never stopped feeding y'all. You know what I'm saying? He giving y'all the Eagles content. He giving y'all the live streams. He giving y'all the podcast, the GOAT Talk. He giving y'all Patient Zero. He giving y'all the music. He giving y'all, he giving y'all codes to download apps and get deals. Like he feeding y'all constantly, and Listen, he's showing y'all to the water, man, and he's not just giving y'all fish. He's showing y'all how to fish. Like, I got to give credit where credit is due when it comes to LB, man. He's somebody I lean on in this game.
Sir, appreciate you.
Any kind of insight. So, like I said, one of the first to really show me a lot of love in this thing. So make sure y'all continue to smash that like button, stay engaged, man. We going up this weekend. It's playoff football. The Eagles going off against the New York Giants, and I fully expect the win to happen. Now,
I can't wait for this game. Me personally, I can't wait for this one, man.
I'm geeking, bro. I'm geeking, like, and
you know what I mean. Think about it in this aspect. So we win this game, and if we win this game, I want the Cowboys to beat the 49ers. I want that when we win. I want the Cowboys and the Eagles to see each other in the next round. That's what I want. You know what I mean? I want to totally squash everybody. Whatever smoke we got in this conference, you know what I mean? I want to air it out this. I want to air it out this year. Whatever smoke we got, I don't want to leave no smoke for nobody next year. Oh, y'all ain't do this to us. It wouldn't happen if it was us. We'd be the first team in NFL history to beat 2 division opponents in the same playoff bracket, in the same playoff year. The first team in NFL history to do that. We're going to be able to say we walked on the back of our division to get to the bowl. Bro, if we get to the bowl, we win in the bowl. If we get to the NFC Championship game, we going to the bowl. You know what I'm saying? This is the only true hurdle for us because we ain't been putting out our best display. Yeah, it's just the Giants, and I expect to win this game, but this is the only true hurdle to us. All we got to do is taste a little slither of what we was. All we gotta do is win for real, for real. If we taste a small sample size of what we was during the course of the season, it's curtains 12 to see us in a championship game in Philly. I guarantee it. It's curtains. If we blow the Giants out, we going to the bowl.
I believe that. I actually
we going to the bowl if we blow the Giants out. You know what I mean? And people, right? And people got it confused. People are like, "Well, it's just the Giants." No, it matters how you win. If we blow these guys out in the playoffs, we go into the bowl. We the number 1 seed. If we just assault these guys at the link like we should, we going to the bowl. You know that type of momentum being a number 1 seed is infectious. We going to the bowl if that happened.
Big fact.
Watch out. Bro, I'm gonna be talking so filthy tomorrow night, bro. I'm telling you, Tom. I'll be talking grease bucket. These New Yorkers been on my line. I'll be talking grease bucket. Listen, I ain't gonna be allowed in New York after tomorrow. I don't care. I'm from Philly. I ain't gonna be allowed in New York, Tom.
Oh my God.
I ain't gonna be allowed.
My man gonna be banned. My man gonna be banned from the Big Apple, like
right.
Oh man.
No, but New York knows all love, man. But y'all already know though.
My man Big Juan said, "Hey, yo, Tone, where your Hershey's hat, man?" Oh, listen, Big Juan. Listen, don't make me get it out. Don't make me bring it out of retirement. If I got that joint.
Yo, let me know. Let me know if you need some crispy Johns though.
Hold on, bro. Hold on, man. Because Big Juan bet to make me bring that joint out, man. Big Juan.
This is a crispy one right here.
Big Juan got me doing it, man. Ain't about nothing, Big Juan. Ain't about nothing, Big Juan. You know how I carry a kid.
It's nothing like the. It's nothing like the OG. Bro. It's nothing like the OG white and black, bro. It's nothing like the OG white and black, bro.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Like this hat right here, like this probably one of my most comfortable hats. Like this, the shape of it,
bro. They super comfortable, bro.
I like to flex my brim a little bit. I like my curve, like what I'm saying, kind of like that old school like starter vibe. Like that's
right.
Yeah,
bro. When I was trying to joint on to see which one I really wanted. Yeah, bro. It was this one, bro. It just fit. You don't gotta do too much. It just sit. And everybody knows exactly what it means.
When I first got it, because I bought it last year and I posted a video. I remember this was definitely 2021, I think.
Mm-hmm.
This is 2021, late 2021, like around the holiday time, I think. And matter of fact, I don't even know what time of year it was. I can't remember, but I knew for a fact it was a year or so ago. I bought that joint. I was like, yo, I gotta post this joint on the ground. I gotta let people know this.
I remember.
Man. I remember that. And like I'm real big on. Look, man. Some people call it something else. I'm real big on showing love. Facts. I ain't got no ego when it comes to none of this content. None of this.
Bro, showing love is the easiest thing to do, though.
Bro, it costs nothing. And for some people, it's like drawing blood. It's like it's hard. Like, right. I don't get it.
Bro, remember when I was making the Jones, I was giving out like 25 hats a month. Just giveaways, bro, because I felt that strong in the quality. Like I ain't gonna never ever put nothing out there that just ain't gonna look hard, bro. And yo, you know what really and I want to say thank you to everybody out there, dog, because what really be touching me, bro, is when I see them Jones in a stadium, bro. When I see him in a stadium, bro, and when somebody asks me where I got it from, bro, sometimes I'm so shy to say I made it. I'd be shy to say it sometime, bro. I'd be like, this is a website. You know what I mean? I'd be shy to say it because the joint is like, it's crazy, bro, for it to go from ESPN, Yahoo Sports, the the Philadelphia Inquirer, all the places that the hat went for. AJ Brown asking me for the hat and putting it on, bro.
Yeah, that was the big one right there.
That's
I
all.
ain't gonna
That's all.
hold you.
Bro.
That was
That's
the
all.
one.
That's all. That's all. A thank you to the people, bro. That's all. A thank you to the people,
Yeah,
man. Believing in me and
exactly.
believing in our quarterback, bro. That's all. A thank you to the people, bro.
Listen, man,
You
like
know
y'all
what
see
I'm
where I
saying?
can get her from, theprintchamps.com. It's easy
Yes,
to
sir.
find. They got my man on the front page, like Laura Brunson. He got the hats, he got the beanies with the little fuzzy ball, he got the hoodies, he got the
Yep.
t-shirts, man. Like, listen, he feeding y'all, he giving y'all that good. Like this, y'all gotta lock in. It's just that simple, man. So that's theprintchamps.com. What y'all gotta do is go up to the top, hit shop, hit that collections. You see Laura Brunson right there, man. Like, so just continue to lock in because Laura Brunson, he gonna keep giving y'all the content, man. Like he a man of the people. It's real simple. Like that's one thing I noticed, like real early. So y'all gotta lock in with my man. Like it's really not even a conversation at this point. It's just a matter of action. Like
No, I
just a matter of
appreciate y'all.
action. Definitely, man.
I definitely appreciate the Chalk It Up Sports platform, man. It's one of my favorite platforms to be on for real, for real. Like I don't do a lot of collabing. You know what I mean? Me and Mike are like the only like consistent collaboration. Because
Yeah,
sometimes when you work with somebody so well, you know what I mean? Me and Mike work with each other so well. You know what I mean? I actually met Mike in person. So I met you a few times too, but I actually met Mike in person or whatever. You know what I mean? And like it was just like when we collab. It
yeah.
was just like that, bro. The only ain't nothing really changed. It was just like a natural fluid connection. So like I love collaborating with the Eagles community because I got that connection with almost everybody. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's a good feeling, man. The way that we support each other is like it's lit, bro.
Definitely. Let's get back to these birds, man. I got another question for you when it comes to these coaches, right? They haven't been getting the most love lately. We've
Mm-hmm.
we kind of been disappointed in the way they've reacted to certain levels of adversity. When Jalen Hurts went down, we weren't really pleased with their ability to game plan, especially in that Saints game. The Cowboys game, I feel like they did the best they could with Gardner Minshew. He just turned the ball over and didn't really put them in the best positions. But it was really that Saints game and that Bears game that kind of had us scratching our head when it came to this coaching staff. Why wasn't Miles Sanders being involved more? Why wasn't the game plan more so suited to Gardner Minshew's skill set, so on and so forth? Why are we trying to run the same offense that we would with Jalen Hurts with Gardner Minshew? It was a handful of things, right? But I guess my question for you is, do you trust these coaches to push the right buttons at the right time in the playoffs? Because that's what it's all about at this point. It's all about being able to make the right decision at the right time and not panicking.
That's a tough one, man. That's truly a tough one, man. Because this team, this coaching staff shows the ability to be, up and down during the course of the season at times, whether it comes to decision making or just calling like, the no brains right call in a situation like that. You know what I mean? Like the 3rd and 30, those plays like that are what you call no brains. You know what I mean? You should just not let them get the first down on a 3rd and 30. You know what I mean? Stuff like that is what hold this coaching staff back from me saying no, from my answer being no to that question. I just feel like the coaching staff, they got what they wanted. They got enough talent. I just feel like I like this coaching staff more in the playoffs. It might sound weird, but I low key kind of believe in these guys in the playoffs for some strange reason. I feel like when all the chips on the table, I feel like that the combination of players and coaches that we got, I feel like I would ride with them. I would ride with them for the playoffs. I'm trying to erase everything negative out of my head. You know what I mean?
I
I'm
think
trying to
about
forgive and forget. Everybody's 0-0. I've never seen this team. I've
it's
never seen
true.
this coaching staff with a good roster and basically had this much ammunition in the
It's
tournament. I
true.
never seen it before. So,
That's
I'm gonna give
true.
them the benefit of the doubt until I see otherwise.
Yeah, that's true, right? And you think about what Jalen Hurts brings to the table to kind of balance that out. Nick Sirianni, he's that passionate guy that's the rah
Right.
rah. You know how he feel when he feel it. You know what I'm saying? He not gonna pull no punches, and I think that's why the not just the staff but also the roster gravitate towards it because he a straight shooter. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And mixing his passion with Jalen Hurts's even kill nature, right? He's real stoic. He don't get too high, too low. And I feel like that's like the perfect marriage, right? The perfect yin and yang. What's your
Right.
thoughts
Right.
on what's your thoughts on the Jalen Hurts Nick Sirianni dynamic? Because we've seen Jalen Hurts make a mistake, especially last season. We've seen him make a
Mhm.
boneheaded mistake and Nick Sirianni going right at him. But Jalen Hurts feed off of that though, right? So,
Right.
what's your thoughts on their dynamic, that marriage, especially as it pertains to this season, how they've been able to just work so well and just really play off each other.
I like I like it for Nick Sirianni because I feel like Nick Sirianni is a guy that can't fool me. He can't pull the wool over my eyes. You know what I mean? I just feel like, I feel like
He's not a good
Nick
liar.
Sirianni
Like,
is
he's not a good liar.
Nick Sirianni's a terrible liar. And if Nick Sirianni had a quarterback that wasn't able to be coached, we would be able to know that by the way Nick Sirianni is talking and acting in a press conference. He's one of those people that, something like that would affect him. You know what I mean? And we'll be able to see it. And the team will be horrible. I think the marriage dynamic is so good between these guys because Jalen Hurts is coachable. You know what I mean? Kyler Murray would have been got Nick Sirianni fired. He'd have been got Nick Sirianni fired.
You might be on to something. You might be on to something, man. Because I think Kyler Murray and what's dude name? Cliff Kingsbury. I don't think that dynamic made sense. I think they made that move because I think didn't Cliff didn't they work together in college or something like that? Like weren't they on the same? I can't quite remember what was the connection to Kyler Murray between.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the connection.
But
Kingsbury look a little young.
Yeah, it just seemed like their personalities didn't really gel well. It seemed like they both was too emotional.
I don't think nobody's personality is going to gel well. I think Kyler Murray is, you know what I mean? I don't want to speculate too much. I just feel like he just too entitled, man. And it's not going to work for a lot of coaches, man. It's not going to work, man. I feel like he think like a lot of this should just be handed to him somewhere away. You know what I mean? He don't think he got to work. They talking about dude don't even watch film.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
That story came out. That kind of upset me, right? Because keeping it 100, the black quarterback already get a weird look at him. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's kind of like, come on, man. You gotta, we all know the dynamic in this world. You gotta work 2 times harder. You gotta lift 2 times that amount of weight. You gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta turn your cheek a little more often. And it's just
right.
Kyler Murray, it is disappointing that's his situation. But when it comes to Jalen Hurts, it just seems like he's somebody that always understands the assignment. You know what I'm saying? Always know it's a pop quiz on that day. Always know when the homework due. You know what I'm saying? Always prepare. Always got his number 2 pencil sharpened. You dig what I'm saying? So that's something I personally I can't take that for granted. And if he got a swagger about him, he got a juice that just tells me that he can get it done.
Yeah. I think you could win a quarterback. I think you can win a Super Bowl with a quarterback like Jalen Hurts. I think you can. You know what I mean? I seriously think that this team with Jalen Hurts as the quarterback can win a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? I'm that much in on this season. But a big thing that's going to determine whether we get to where we really want to go is coaching, man. Coaching is going to have to determine it, man. Jonathan Gannon got to be able to decipher when to go zone and when to go man. You got to mix it up in the playoffs, man. You just can't come on, man. Andy Dalton was 14 for 14 at one point in the game on us.
That shouldn't even ever happen.
14 for 14, but Reddick is in a flats guarding Chris Olave. Come on, man. That don't even make sense.
Oh my goodness, it don't, man. It don't. I want to pick your brain about most of this team is healthy for the most part, right? You're not really dealing with a drastic amount of injuries. Obviously Jalen Hurts dealt with what he dealt with, and he's a full go. And Lane Johnson, he's somebody that I feel like the world is going to be paying attention to, right? He's dealing with a torn adductor muscle, basically a sports hernia, and that affects your core, and whether people realize it or not. All of your stability, your ability to sit up, your ability to sit up straight in the chair is all core. So your core is really the foundation, is the tree trunk of your body. So imagine being a star offensive lineman, you going up against guys like Kayvon Thibodeau and Leonard Williams and Ojulari. You're going up against some top tier 250, 60, 70, damn near 300-pound guys that's basically 90%, 80% muscle. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like, what's your thoughts on the Lane Johnson situation, his injury, and are you concerned about Lane Johnson being able to really stand the test of time throughout this playoffs?
Lane is tough, man. Lane is tough as nails. I think Lane gonna give it his best shot. I think the biggest thing that Lane got was rest, though. You know what I mean? Securing that number one bye. Not playing. He ain't played the rest of the season. You know what I mean? He was out. I think he left midway through the Bears game, right?
No, he left at the end of the Cowboys game, like that final drive. He got hurt in that final. He got hurt in that final drive in the Cowboys game. Yeah.
So he got hurt before the Bears game.
After the Bears came before. It was Bears, Cowboys, Saints.
Wow.
So
okay.
He got hurt on that.
He was hurt after the Bears game.
Yeah, afterwards. Yeah. So he missed the Saints. He missed the final game of the season against the Giants. Then he got the bye week. So he had about 3 to 4 weeks of rest, something like that. So
yeah, I mean, it depends, man. It sounds like it needs surgery.
You know, he needs surgery. That's a fact. He needs the surgery.
Yeah.
He said, "Fuck it."
Right, they're probably gonna give him a shot or something.
Yo, you know, to get the cortisone shot, get the Narcan. They need all that.
Right,
they need all that. Yeah. So like,
I think he definitely gonna finish this game.
Okay.
I think he definitely gonna finish this game. You know what I mean? Hopefully they're not trying to play dirty and poke at it.
Hey man, it's the NFL. Anybody gonna try to find that little advantage? You know, that's why I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned that they might try to target that shoulder. You dig what I'm saying on Jalen Hurts?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like you said, like we're gonna know a lot based off of if they running the design runs and all that kind of stuff. We're gonna know a lot by this first drive of what the Eagles' game plan is and how far along Jalen Hurts really is. Because I personally think that they going balls to the wall. Like they gonna unleash this man. No limitations on the playbook.
Yeah, I think if he's healthy, you got to. If he's healthy, I'm doing a read option the first play. Keep it with Jalen Hurts. Yeah. They're gonna be shook. They're gonna abandon everything they thought. Or they're gonna either overthink what they thought.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Let me ask you this, right? I'm thinking about the defense, and again, we know the strengths of this defense. We know the weaknesses, and I kind of want to dig a little bit more into the weaknesses, right? Which player on this defense concerns you the most?
On the Giants defense?
On our defense. Which player on the Eagles defense concerns you the most? Who are you worried about giving it up?
On the Eagles defense?
Because mostly everybody back. I know. All right, so just to add some context, we missing Avonte Maddox, so I think it's a chance Josiah Scott see that field at some point.
We brought up Anthony Harris from the practice squad.
My next thing. They brought up Anthony Harris. So now to that point, right? Mm-hmm. Are they going to put Anthony Harris out there and take Reed off the field, or are they going to leave CJ solely in that slot? Because I think my thought process was they're going to keep CJ in that hybrid role, play him in the slot, some packages, play him at safety, move him around, allow him to roam basically. And I guess they rotate Anthony Harris and Reed Blankenship, whoever's doing good, as far as stretches. If one of them become a liability, or take him off, listen, you go in, like matter of fact, what do you think?
Epps still got to get some more time.
Epps definitely. As a matter of fact, speaking of Epps, like what's been your evaluation of Epps this season? Because people haven't spoke his name up, except for obviously when he deliver a hard hit or get a penalty. But for the most part, people haven't spoken his name up. That sounds like a good thing to me.
It is a good thing. I think he's gonna get paid somewhere. I think somebody's gonna pay him. You know what I mean? And it's ironic that we bring him up. It'll probably be him or Kaiser White, as to answer your earlier question, as guys that kind of worried me on the defense, him or Kaiser White.
Yeah, cool. Tracy and cool.
And that's by default, right? Oh, somebody said the same thing.
Yeah, cool. Tay right here. He's saying the same thing. He said I worried about Kaiser flat out. EC1 said Josiah Scott, man. Jay Milton said Wallace. Honestly, Wallace might not receive this field except for special teams. It's the only field he's seeing. So there's no way Kavon Wallace, if I can help it, he ain't seeing no defense at all. He ain't seeing no defensive snaps, man. So this is, I'm looking at the Giants and they skill position guys, and the guy Isaiah Hodgins starting to make a little name for himself. But at the same time, again, I rewatch these games and they have nobody, in my opinion, that's dynamic enough that can really take advantage of the weakness on this Eagles defense, right? I don't see anybody on their defense outside of Saquon that can really exploit the Philadelphia Eagles. So like,
right, it would have to be Saquon or Daniel Jones. If we lose contain to Daniel Jones and he start running wild on key situations, it could be Daniel Jones because his escapability. But I think our defensive line is just too good. I just think our defensive line is too good. I think we're going to sack him a lot. I think Haason Reddick getting the strip sack.
So on that first drive, what are you looking for? What are you looking for, or what do you need to see so you know, okay, I see what they're doing. That's the formula. What do you need to see from the Philadelphia Eagles?
What you need to see is on the first drive is taking what the defense give you. That's how you build data. You know what I mean? That's how you start connecting the dots on what they're doing. Take what they're giving you. You know what I mean? If they keep giving you the left side of the field, keep taking the left side of the field. Chew their ass up until they adjust. You know what I mean? Once you see what it'll take to make them adjust, you can exploit them. You know what I mean? You can exploit them. I just feel like we just take what the defense. That's what Jalen Hurts did the last meeting. He took what the defense gave him all the way up into a touchdown. Just kept to continue. He didn't force anything. Just be patient. You know what I mean? Our coaching staff worries me in the patient department, but I think we got the quarterback who's patient. So I think we kind of lucked out.
Yeah, because the good thing about Jalen Hurts is he gonna go on that sideline and say, "Look, I don't like what we're doing right now. Like this is what I need from y'all." And that's what I like about Jalen Hurts. He not afraid to speak up. And like you mentioned earlier, he's somebody that demands that respect. And another thing that made Jalen Hurts so special is his ability to really go crazy on third down. Like, I'll be honest,
right?
Like the Eagles are a top 5 team in this league in terms of third down, but it just seemed like, I don't care if it's a 3rd and 12 or 3rd and 15. It just seemed like Jalen Hurts could get it.
Yeah, it do. And you know what I mean? A lot of that is because he's a dynamic runner as well. You know, the Giants are going to try to use a method like kind of reverse to that. I think the Giants are going to try to get in third and short situations. So we got to guess if they're going to run the pass. We got to keep those. We got to keep Daniel Jones and the Giants in 3rd and long. That's it. From the rip, let them know that the Saquon thing ain't working. You know what I mean? From a rip, let them know that. You know what I mean? And make Daniel Jones beat you with his arm.
So you coming out there with a 5-man front starting out, letting them know, like, look, you ain't running, just flat out.
Yeah, I'm coming out there with a 5-man front.
You know, when the All-Pro selections came out and you saw 6 Philadelphia Eagles on there, and then you saw the names that was on there, you know, how did you feel, man?
I felt it was a few snubs. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and say Jalen Hurts is a snub for All-Pro 1 because it's only 2 quarterbacks. You know what I mean? That could make All-Pro. For it to be Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts, that just shows, you know, the amount of growth and progress that he's shown to be even, you know, listed up there, you know, with quarterbacks like that. I'm trying to stop myself from going on these tangents. What was the initial question?
No, you good. So basically, like the All-Pro selections, right? We had Lane Johnson, Kelsey made first team, Haason Reddick, AJ Brown, Bradbury, and Hurts made second team. Like, you know, just think about those guys, man, and the fact that most of those guys that was brought in the offseason, Bradbury, Reddick, Brown, 3 of your All-Pros were free agent acquisitions, right? How often does that happen in the first season? Typically, there's a settling in process, right? You know, typically there's an acclimation period for guys when they come on teams, and these guys came in and immediately made impacts.
Well, you got to look at those guys, you know, have made impacts where they just came from. You know what I mean? Those are veteran guys. Like Bradbury was a big deal coming from Carolina. Everybody wanted Bradbury. Haason Reddick was just coming off of 2 10-sack seasons with 2 different teams. You know what I mean? He just added the Philadelphia Eagles as another notch on his belt. Everywhere he goes, he produces. You know what I mean? And we got him fairly cheap. I think Howie Roseman is a master at finding the value in players, man. Haason Reddick is giving you Bosa, Micah Parsons. He giving you that much productivity. He give you know what I'm saying? You got him for way cheaper than what those guys gonna get.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Then
you know what I mean? I think that's it. Right.
That can't go unnoticed. AJ Brown, AJ,
Man,
like let's be frank about this, bro.
I
AJ
still can't
Brown,
believe that happened.
he completely it's still. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes it don't seem real to me. It don't seem real because I be watching a press conference sometimes. I'm like, damn, we really got AJ Brown. Like that shit is crazy. Like,
bro just had the best wide receiver season of Eagles history right in front of us.
Of his career,
Bro almost had 1,500 receiving yards.
And we watched it with our own eyes every single Sunday. It was a Monday.
And you want to know?
It's crazy, man. It's history.
You want to know? You want to know what's crazy about his numbers and what he did? What's crazy about his numbers and what he did was he only got one game with 10 receptions. He only got one game, and that was the first game of the season, I think, the Detroit Lions game. He be having like a $123 with 4 catches. You know what I mean? Right. And that's why right. And that's why people didn't realize, you know what I mean, what I meant by AJ Brown can give you a ton of production with very little output. He can do more with less. That's what I was saying with him. He could do more with less.
No,
the yards after the catch, the yards after the catch is ridiculous, man. AJ Brown was the best offseason acquisition of all time. Howie Roseman should be executive of the year.
For that,
now, the one thing I was mad about the All Pro list was Hargrave losing out to Dexter Lawrence. I think Hargrave had a better season. No, shit, I got something else I'm really, really mad about. I think Hargrave had a better season than Dexter Lawrence. I mean, 11 sacks from the defensive tackle position. It's unheard of. You know what I mean? And I'm mad at Micah Parsons getting first team All Pro over Haason Reddick. Haason Reddick got more sacks. Haason Reddick got more forced fumbles. That's just my personal opinion on that. I feel like Haason Reddick ain't getting the credit he deserves. He should be in defensive player of the year conversations, man. You know what I mean? He been a beast off the edge, man. How you gonna give a guy? How is a guy going to have player of the month for the last month of football? In that month, he had 8 sacks.
That shit sounds crazy.
He had 8 sacks in like that month and a week or whatever the case may be. How you gonna say he was the best player last month? But it's just weird. They know he good, but I just feel like you got to say Micah Parsons is the best for company numbers for the company.
I've been telling people this, right? I said, look, let's be totally honest. If Haason Reddick played for the Cowboys and Micah Parsons played for the Eagles, nobody would talk about Micah Parsons the way they do, in my opinion.
No.
It's the machine. It's the media. It's the PR machine that the Cowboys have. And look, listen, they built that. I can't argue with it. That's what they've built their identity on. PR, media, being the most talked about, being the most hated, having the biggest fan base, on being so polarized, and they built themselves on that. And I can't argue with the way the money coming in. The money's coming in. I gotta respect business, but at the same time, in this century, that level of business productivity hasn't really equated to football productivity, and that's where the Eagles got them beat in the 21st century. They did their thing in the 90s. Not going to take nothing away from that, but the Philadelphia Eagles, they have dominated the 21st century when it comes to this football thing. And I really think if Haason Reddick played for the Cowboys, man, if he played for whoever else, probably, like, it just seemed like when you play for the Eagles, they make you work a little harder to get your flowers.
I agree. It's a lot of showing and proving. I got to go with that, man. If Jalen Hurts was doing what Brock Purdy is doing, Jalen Hurts would already been extended. If Jalen Hurts, he would have already been extended. You know what I mean? Like, it's no way in the world that they're saying Brock Purdy is better than somebody. It was ridiculous. I think they was already saying he better than Dak. You know what I mean? I think that for real, I think that's preposterous. I think that's ridiculous, man. Brock Purdy. If Brock Purdy would get way more love than what Jalen Hurts get from the national media if he was doing that shit in Philly.
Oh yeah. If
Brock Purdy can get Philly to 14-3, he would get way more. He would get the love would be crazy. They'd be calling him Baby Brady. They'd be making all wild, bro. They'd be making up all crazy names for this guy. Bro.
They're already comparing him to Montana, like because
that's what I'm saying.
And all that, like
it's the fan base too, man. They know the fan bases they got to pander against, and they know they use us against ourselves. They know if they say something outrageous, if we say something outrageous, like this is an outrageous statement to me. Jalen Hurts isn't one of the best young QBs in the league. To not come to that. That's what I'm saying. To not come to that conclusion at this point of what he just showed you is outrageous to me. You know what I mean? That's outrageous.
Yeah, I definitely got to agree with you on that. We done been live for about an hour, so we better start to close out the show. I want to get your opinion on Just what we've seen from wild card weekend, and also what you expect from the divisional round. Between the 49ers and the Cowboys. But just starting with wild card weekend on the NFC side, 49ers versus Seahawks. Who else played? It was 49ers, Seahawks, Giants, Vikings. We talked about that. And Cowboys, Bucks. Just what was your overall evaluation of the NFC side? And then you can sprinkle in your observations from the AFC side. Obviously, Jags came back on the Chargers, Bengals outlasted the Ravens, so on and so forth. So just what was your key observations? What stood out to you throughout wild card weekend?
I think the NFC wild card weekend was exciting. It was exciting. You know what I mean? The Giants won on the road. My observation with that was, Minnesota didn't even try on defense. The Cowboys also won on the road. You know what I mean? That's the big deal. My observation from that is that Tom Brady is done, washed. They wasn't even 500. I'm just keeping it a buck. People gonna think I'm sounding negative. It's glaring reasons why I think some of the things happened. The 49ers and the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks just don't have enough talent to match up with the 49ers. You know what I mean? I don't think they have enough talent. That's as plain as day. And they were going to end up opening that one up on them either way. I think Purdy got away with a couple of throws for sure.
Definitely, I watched that game
for sure.
He definitely got away. Like honestly,
he got away with a lot.
He played the Eagles. Those interceptions. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, them picks. He got away with a lot, but you know what I mean. His time to Purdy it up, I think, is going to come. AFC. Who did the Bills play?
The Bills played the Dolphins, and they should. I ain't gonna lie, they could have lost that game. I watched that game for the
right. The Bills shaky. The Bills have continued to be shaky in key games to me. The Bengals played the Ravens.
Yes, that came down to a final drive, and
that's what I'm saying. The Bengals look shaky. They ain't even have Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
It was another AFC game. The Jags and the Chargers.
That was the wildest game of the weekend.
Yeah, that was the craziest game of the weekend. I think the Chargers might need to get another coach.
Yeah, they just fired their OC Joe Lombardi, and it's crazy because they had Coach Brian Staley as a defensive guy, right? So I think the reason he kept his job is because obviously they owe him a lot of money. He only in the second year of his contract, but also on top of that, he a defensive guy. And the offense is the job of Joe Lombardi. But as the head coach, you're responsible for everything for the most part. So I think the only reason he saved the job is because they did force 5 turnovers, right? They did shut them out in the first half. So it's kind of like he had something to hang his hat on. And also it probably would have been a knee-jerk reaction. But I'm not a Brandon Staley fan in any way. I just don't believe in him. Like he just seemed like somebody that's just getting by. At all. I don't believe in him.
No, facts. Yeah, I agree, man. He got a lot of talent over there. Dude's gonna start wanting out. Like Keenan Allen ain't getting no younger.
And then Justin Herbert, I'll be honest with you, man. His game, that he was pedestrian, bro. He was pedestrian in that game. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what you think about the whole quarterback rankings. He was pedestrian in that game. He threw 1 touchdown. He threw 1 touchdown, and he couldn't produce. They lost the game 31-30. You mean to tell me you couldn't drive your team down the field for a first down? Matter of fact, I'll take it a step. Matter of fact, for a touchdown, and I'll take it a step further. You couldn't sustain drives and just get some first downs at the first down just to keep them off the field. It was just like I didn't see the switch. I didn't see. Some quarterbacks they flip the switch. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see him flip a switch in that game, especially on the final few drives. And I'm tired. Listen, the media protects certain people, and we all know why. We know why. Why certain quarterbacks get the kind of talk they get, and why other quarterbacks don't. He blew a 27-point lead. Let's call it what it is. The coach, okay, but the quarterback, the franchise quarterback, you blew a 27-point lead. You went into halftime up 27-7. That can't happen. That just can't happen.
That's the epitome of a choke. Everybody choked. Everybody had their hand in choking. Pause. They just choked.
Yeah.
Sad to see.
Yeah, and then moving on to the divisional round. Obviously we talked about us. And I'm gonna get your final words on that. But Cowboys 49ers, man, what you expect from this game? I think this game, I can't wait to watch this game.
That's gonna be a tough one. That's gonna be a tough one because Micah Parsons could really, if left unguarded, could really wreak havoc on Purdy. This Cowboys defensive line could really make it tough for Purdy. Remember, listen, they really ain't play nobody for the 49ers. This Cowboys team could really make it tough on them, man, if that defense show up. You know what I mean? Because he's a rookie, man. He's a rookie. They got a lot of weapons over there, but you know that's tough, man. That's tough. And that defense, I don't think they're going to give the Cowboys a chance. But it's like, I just feel like, are the 49ers going to be able to score enough points? Because I think Dallas defense going to show up. I think they're going to show up a little bit, man. I think.
You got any score predictions for that game, or you still on the fence about it?
I was about to give you one right now. I'm severely on the fence. I don't even know I can't even pick a winner or a loser. Like that joint might be evenly matched just because Purdy. If they had a quarterback that was competent for real, but Purdy been competent. I guess I'm expecting Purdy now. If I'm not expecting Purdy to lose the game, if I'm acting like Purdy, this been Purdy for 5 years, I think the 49ers will win. If Purdy could do it with what he's been doing for another week, I think the 49ers going to win. You know what I mean? Yeah. So until he Purdy it up, I guess I got to go with what's going on. The 49ers, I'm going to go with the 49ers. 29-20.
You think the 49ers? Okay, wow. That mean Dallas offense kind of got stifled a little bit,
right?
I got the game being a little higher than that as far as from a score perspective. I think that game going to be 36-34.
Because like shootout like that,
I think it's gonna be one of those games where they just going blow for blow. Because Kyle Shanahan, he know how to create the windows where it's the closest defender is 5 to 10 yards off. That's the closest defender. Like when you watch that Seattle game, the closest defender was like 10 yards away, 5 yards away. It's just ridiculous. I got the 49ers winning 36-34, and then real quick on the AFC side, KC playing Doug Peterson and the Jags. And the Bengals playing the Bills. What's your thoughts on that game? And can you give me a score prediction for KC versus Jags and Bills versus Bengals?
KC and Jags. I'm gonna go. I feel like KC about to put up a 40 burger.
Damn, word.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna put up a 40 burger on the Jags.
Damn, I got that game 28-24. KC.
I think KC gonna drop like 40. Them boys gonna drop like 23. I'm gonna go 40. I'm gonna go for no for real. I'm gonna go 40-23 Jags.
Damn, that's wild. All right, now Bengals and Bills. I got that game 33-30 Bengals. I think the Bengals get them.
Bro, that's going to be a good game. That's going to be a crazy game. The Bengals and the Bills game and the Cowboys and the 49ers, they're probably going to be the craziest ones of the weekend.
Yeah, real quick, I'll tell you this, though. I'm about to sprinkle something crazy in this. I got the Bengals winning 33-30, right? But if they manage to, if DeMar Hamlin on that sideline, I think the Bills win. I think DeMar Hamlin be in the building. I think the Bills win, bro.
Bro, I think the Bengals gonna win, bro. I think I'm going with the Bengals.
So I really think so too.
I'm going with the Bengals, man. I think the Bengals are going to win. I think the Bengals defense is underrated.
Definitely.
I think the Bengals defense is underrated. I think the Bengals defense is going to show everybody why you know that they've been holding it down too. I think they're going to do a good job on Josh Allen. I think the Bengals going to come out of that one.
Yeah, I think, and then give me your Eagles score prediction. I got it. I got the game.
28-24. The Bengals. 28-24
Eagles.
28-24 Bengals. 28-24 Bengals.
That's a good score. I got 33-30. That's a good score line. And then for the Eagles, your score prediction, I got the Eagles winning. I think the Eagles going to be controlling the game. I think the Giants score late. I think I got the game being 31-23 Eagles.
That's a good score. I like that score. I got the game being 34-20 Eagles.
34-20. That's not a bad score either.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a bad score either. 34-20.
Yep, I got it being 34-20.
So basically the Eagles going to score 4 touchdowns and kick 2 field goals after that. Or in the middle of that. That's not a bad score. 34-20. I got 31-20. Okay. That's not that bad. I mean, man, you not too far off from that. Not too far off.
Mm-hmm.
But man, LB, like, I appreciate you, my brother, for taking the time out.
You already know, man.
As always, man. Look, like you you put in a lot of work in this game, man. Like, don't ever think of going unnoticed. Like, you somebody that I study in this thing, man. Like, I study the work ethic.
I appreciate you, man. I definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, like I study the business acumen. I study all that. So listen, I appreciate you, man. Anything, any final words you want to get off your chest before we get out of here, my guy?
No, I'm gonna be at the game live and in color, man. We're gonna get this thing. We're gonna be on to the next stage. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna have some updates, some stuff I see from the game. If you're going live or something, shoot me a link. I give you the real deal footage from the trenches. You know what I mean? I give real deal footage from the people out there. I mean, the atmosphere, the temperature, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, bro.
Yeah,
electric.
You gotta document it. You gotta document it.
Definitely, definitely, man. But yeah, that's all that's going on with me, man. I'm gonna enjoy the game, enjoy the city, get some food, stuff like that, and cool out.
Hey, listen, y'all heard it here first, man. Make sure y'all go check out my man Lord Brunson. Y'all already know where the YouTube channel is, 24K and counting, man. Like, he on his way to 100K, man. When that day come, man, you gotta throw a party or something, my brother.
You already know it's hard to do that out here.
You gotta do something. Listen, I ain't gonna hold you. Listen, one thing I will say, man, like, I don't care if you were op or not. Shout out to Law Nation. Like, that boy, he is a
Law Nation, a dog. He a dog.
Law Nation is a gunslinger, bro. Like, I gotta pay homage, like, you know what I'm saying? But once again, man, I appreciate you. Listen, y'all already know what it is. Go check out Patient Zero, the project, man, available on all platforms. Listen, one of the hardest projects in rap right now. I'm telling you this right now. Like, if you understand that trench talk, you know, even if you don't come from it, if you'd like to hear somebody paint a picture, man, LB gonna give it to you, man. Like, I think it's 14, 15 tracks in that thing, maybe 16 if I'm not mistaken. But listen, man, y'all know where y'all at. I'm your boy Tone DeShields II. I was joined by my brother Lord Brunson. Y'all was watching on Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just gotta charge it to the game. One love, stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry. And we out of here, y'all.